Okay. Brakatha Yahawah, Brakatha Yahawah Shah, Brakatha Yahawah, Brakatha Yahawah Shah, Brakatha Yahawah, Brakatha Yahawah Shah, Brakatha Yahawah, Brakatha Yahawah Shah. All praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation you Akim out there that's pushes word in truth and sincerity. Hey, we're at the end of 2018, the year of prophecy. The stock market is at its worst since the Depression days. Since December 1929, been at its worst, man. Because you got to remember, October 29, 1929 was a stock market crash. So it was teetering ever since. And it was the worst. And this right here, December 2018 was the worst it has been on the stock market since 1929 December going into 1930, during the Depression years. So the economy's not doing good. Donald Trump claims that he's putting out the troops from Syria, but yet he's also been given the green light by the international bankers, those that put him in power, from the Rothschilds, started with the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the ruling class elite of Esau that has these puppet rulers such as Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Theresa May, and any other chancellor, prime minister, president, dictator, whatever you choose to call these puppets, nonetheless they are puppets unto the international bankers. But what a lot of people fail to realize is the international bankers are puppets as well. They are puppets of Yahawah and his son Yahawah Shah, because they are doing the bidding of Yahawah and his son Yahawah Shah. How? Because the Lord is putting the spirit working on the international bankers' mind to pull out of this intermediate nuclear force treaty that was established in the late 80s by Mikhail Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan. And I did a couple of videos going into this intermediate nuclear force treaty that may be broken, but now it's not a maybe, it's a definite, because they gave Donald Trump the green light to pull out of this intermediate nuclear force treaty, which is going to bring forth a nuclear arms race. All these things that's coming to pass, the Lord is working on the minds of these international bankers to perform his will, man. To do the things that the Lord wants them to do, man. For the Most High sealeth a man's instructions when they sleeping upon their bed, man. So therefore, these international bankers are doing the bidding of the Lord, man. They are puppets. And they have no clue that they are puppets, man. And I'm going to prove that, man. I'm going to get some scriptures, going into how men that's upon this earth were nothing but puppets of the Lord, man. Every man, the Most High sealeth every man's instructions upon his, in his ear when he's sleeping upon his bed. It tell you that in the book of Job. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the heart, which is his mind, is Hebrew word love, which is his mind. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahawah. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will, man. Proving that the Most High Yahawah, why Yahawah Shah is working on the minds of these dictators, these kings, namely the international bankers that's running everything behind the scenes, giving orders out, telling these puppets to do their bidding. And Donald Trump is nothing but a low-level puppet, man, that's doing the bidding of the international bankers. And one of the bidding of international bankers is to pull out of this intermediate nuclear force treaty, man. They want none of it, man. They want Donald Trump to pull out because that's going to spark a nuclear arms race. And Vladimir Putin already said, if Donald Trump pull out this intermediate nuclear force treaty, he's going to put missiles in Europe, on the border of Europe, man. So that right there in itself is producing the panic, man. Everything is going according to the plan of the Lord, man. Why? Because the Most High is gathering all these nations together. You got all kind of conflicts going on. You got conflicts going on in Ukraine. Ukraine and the Russians, which was stirred up by the international bankers. Again, the Most High is working on these international bankers to get their shit popping. To put the word out there for these puppets of the international bankers to do their will. So you got shit going on in Ukraine, you know, over Crimea. You got shit going on in the Middle East. Donald Trump saying he's going to pull the troops out of Syria, but we're going to see how long that goes, man, before they, you know, do some kind of forced flag to keep the troops there. You got skirmishes going on in Afghanistan for like 17 years. You got skirmishes going on in Yemen. You got protesting going on over in France, Venezuela. By the way, Vladimir Putin has put 2 Tu-160 White Swarm stealth bombers that's able, hypersonic bombers that's able to carry hypersonic missiles, ICBM missiles, that's able, one missile is able to carry 12 or 20 warheads, and it's capable, and one bomber is capable of carrying 12 ICBM missiles. So you do the math, man. Things are heating up, man. And the Most High is stirring up these international bankers to put the foot in these kings of the earth, which are their puppets. The Most High is stirring up the spirit of the international bankers to putting the spirit on international bankers to give the orders to carry such things out, such as withdraw from the INF, which is an acronym for Intermediate Nuclear Force Treaty. Also, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Syria, what's going on in Yemen, what's going on in Venezuela, what's going on in Paris, in France. The Most High is putting the spirit on these international bankers to do such things, man. Austerity measures, high taxes, no jobs, all these things is stirred up because the Most High want these things to come to pass, man. I'm going to read it again. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20. It's like the 21 verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahawah as a river of water, because the rivers of water go as they please, man. They go back and forth. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Meaning, the Most High control the minds of these international bankers to do his bidding. Whatever the Most High want, the international bankers are going to do what the Most High want them to do, man. And there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that, man. This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. It says, a man's goings are of the Lord Yahawah. How can a man then understand his own way? Like I said, man, the Most High set up a man's instructions in his brain while he's sleeping. The Most High is the ultimate puppet master. The Lord Yahawah, Yahawah Shah, is the ultimate puppet master, man. He's controlling the minds of the international bankers, the minds of these kings, and the minds of every individual that's walking on this face, that's walking on the face of the earth, man. The Most High controls everything, man. Seal up your instructions. The Most High wants you dead. If he want to put you to death, he's going to seal your instructions to go to a particular place. He's going to seal your killer's instructions to meet you there and put you to death, man. The Most High controls everything, point blank, man. If you can't see that, hey, your mind ain't open, your eyes ain't open, the Most High ain't dealing with you, man. The Most High controls everything. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to read it again. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. A man's goings are of the Lord Yahawah. How can a man then understand his own way? Because you may have plans to do one thing. Hey, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm jumping my ride, go to Brooklyn, do a little shopping. But the Most High may have some other things, have something else in store for you to do, man. The Most High might have you, instead of going to Brooklyn to buy some shopping, to take care of your shopping, he may have you do something else, man. Because the Most High controls a man's mind, a man's thoughts, what he's going to do. You can't get around this, man. You can't get around it. And ultimately, the Most High is controlling these international bankers' mind to start up this World War III, man. Because Esau is against each other, man. These international bankers, man, they are odds with each other, man. So they stirring up all kind of scrimmages all over the earth, man. Not knowing that they are puppets of the Lord, man. The Most High is putting the spirit out there for these international bankers to do what they're doing, man. And our job as prophets of the Lord is to go out there in the highways and the byways, gather the hopeful elect, which are the 1/3, 144,000, condemn the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are slated for destruction, condemn Esau and the other nations, man. And that's what we do, man, week in and week out, man. Week in, week out, we go out there in the highways and the byways, in the sleet, the rain, the snow, the brick cold, the blazing heat. We go out there and we do the job of the Most High, man. We do what we were commanded to do. We go out there, we were commanded to go out there on the highways and the byways, man. To gather the hopeful elect, to gather the elect, condemn the 2/3, condemn Esau and the other nations, man. Esau being a so-called white man, and the other nations started with Moab, Ammon, Ham, Japheth, Ishmael, and on down, man. That's our job, to condemn you, you red bastards and you heathens, man. And 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that's following behind that red bastard, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of the nations, man. So we go out there week in and week out, man, and we push this word. And this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. And when you come into this truth, man, this truth become a burden unto you, man. Meaning, when you come into this thing of ours, man, and you out there in the highways and the byways, and you see all the atrocities, all the bullshit, Jake going off, not wanting to get right, man. The whole burden of Babylon, man. Seeing homosexuals, man, they got all kind of rights, more rights than you. Women's lib, Me Too movement. You see men that call themselves Israelites going off hardcore, bucking up against the apostles, man. So this is like a burden, man. Everything you see was going on in Babylon is a burden. The burden of Babylon. The burden of America, man. The burden of America, man. And what's the part of the burdens, man? I just mentioned it. Homosexuality, lesbianism, Me Too movement, women being above the man. All kind of sorrows, health ailments. So become a burden, man. Living in this God-forsaken country, man. Living in this God-forsaken place. Back in Isaiah the 13th chapter, the first verse. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain. And that banner is these scriptures, man. The high mountain that we lifting the banner up, which is these scriptures, is America, man. Because a mountain is a metaphor for these governments. the high mountain, the high government, which is America, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. And we on the highways and the byways lifting the banner up, but also we record our shows live. So we live streaming, and anybody that are subscribed to us, they can be throughout the four corners of the earth, man. They getting the same feed that we pushing out there, man, on the highways and the byways. We put our videos up week in and week out. After the being on the highways and the byways throughout the week, we put videos up. So we lifting that banner up, man, upon the high mountains. Because this word, the unicorn, which is the internet, reached the four corners of the earth. So you got high mountains in Germany, the high mountains of Great Britain, America. This word is being pushed up the four corners of the earth, man. So we lifting that high banner up. It says, lift ye up a high banner upon the mountains, exalt the voice unto them. And that's what we do. That's why we speak loud and clear, man. We're exalting the voice of the Lord's word unto y'all, man. We pushing this word, man. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The international bankers, they know of us, man. They know who we are. They know we the true men of the Lord. They know we are the biblical prophets coming back in the reincarnation. They understand these things, man. That's why they want to do away with the internet, man. That's why they have these Israelites that have sold out, taking that Judas purse to demonize us, man. To go off in the scriptures saying that you got certain groups saying that Yahawah is a black identity, a black identity, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that bullshit is, man. You got certain men saying that Yahawah, you know, that's not his name. They're out there marching, showing videos of him on a gun range. So they have sold out, man. But Esau, the so-called white man, cannot get to the true prophets of the Lord, man. They can't get to the true prophets of the Lord. And the true prophets of the Lord are the apostles, the elders, and men of great millstone that's pushing this word. Give you 100% truth, man. We lifting that banner up, man. It says, and this word have reached unto the gates of the nobles via internet, man. Through the internet. This word has reached throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And Esau, he controls the internet. He knows. Why do you think they be taking down our videos? When we start talking against homosexuality and getting and digging deeper to Esau's folly, Esau's wickedness, what he do? He snatched it, he flagged your channel. Why? Because it's reaching into the gates of the nobles, these scriptures, man. These videos. They're watching us. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. The sanctified ones are the prophets. The Most High command us to go out there in the highways and the byways and push that word, man. To push his word. Put videos up, man. Flood the internet, the unicorn, man. And the Most High put the spirit on Esau to bring out this internet, which is the Urim and the Thummim, just for us to push this word, man, on the internet so it can reach the four corners of the earth. So the internet do the heavy lifting. We don't have to go on a plane, get on a plane, and go throughout the four corners of the earth and travel to spread the word of the Most High. No, the internet is going to do the heavy lifting, man. The internet is going to push the Most High's word, man. Our job is just to go out there and open this book up and give you 100% truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, man. We're going to bring it out to you. We're going to present it to you, man. Whether you agree or not, whether you listen or not, we're going to push this word, man, wholeheartedly in the cold, in the sleet, in the rain, in the blazing heat, we're going to push this work, man. Whether you listen or not, man. Whether you take heed or whether you scoff and scorn at the word of the Most High, we're going to push this work regardless. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The mighty ones are the angels, man. And you better believe they're going to do the bidding of the Most High. So you got the angels holding back the four winds over in the Euphrates, man, over in the Middle East. But now the Most High have his mighty ones, which are the angels, stirring up all this shit that's going on in the Middle East, man. The Lord is working on the minds of these international bankers to tell their puppets what to do, man. That's why you see all this shit going on in the Middle East. That's why you see the shit going on in Ukraine. That's why you see Donald Trump is pulling out of the Intermediate Nuclear Force Treaty that was established when I was 13 years old, man, in 1987. You see what I'm saying? Everything is coming to pass, man. We are approaching the end of the year of prophecy, and all these prophecies are coming to pass, such as the mark of the beast. Hey, man, every time I turn around, I see a video popping up about face scanning technology, biometrics, dealing with the R&D microchip. So we living in that time, man. You got these celebrities starting to push the R&D microchip. Then you had on the Economist magazine of 2019, the world of 2019, you had a stoke, a bird, with the barcode, and them flying carrying it, man. Show you that Esau, the so-called white man, is going to push the R&D microchip, man, in 2019, hardcore, man. Only the Lord Yahawah knows what's going to come to pass in the year 2019. We have less than 2 weeks, or should I say, well, yeah, about 11 to 12 days left in the year of 2018, a year of prophecy. The economy is fucked up. Wars on the horizon. All hell's gonna break loose, man. Oh yeah. You better believe it. It says, verse 4, Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, the noise of a multitude in the mountain, the multitude of the noise of them is their armies, man. The mountains are all these different nations that's gathering themselves together to come up against America and Israel, to come up against each other in this third world war. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people going into them nuclear missiles, man. It says, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together, the Lord of hosts mustered up the battle. You see what I'm saying? The Most High controls everything, man. The Most High himself is mustering up the host of the battle, man. Putting the spirit on these international bankers to give the orders to get this third world war popping. To get this third world war popping, man. And let you see going on. You turn on the TV, man. Not this fluff and puff news of CNN, MSNBC, and all the rest of these media outlets that's controlled by 6 corporations, that's controlled by the international bankers, pursuant to Operation Mockingbird. Look that up. The brothers don't know about that, man. How the CIA control the media and push lies and propaganda to the masses. But yo, like I said, man, the Lord is controlling all the international bankers to put the spirit, the Most High putting the spirit on the international bankers to give the order to their puppet rulers to kick this thing off, man. This third world war off, man. And that's what's going on, man. You got all kind of scrimmages going on, riots, sedition among men. All kind of hell's being broken loose in this society, man. Right in the midst, while these people is preparing to worship this pagan festival that they call the Yule, or Christmas, man. Right in the midst of this pagan festival, man. All hell is breaking loose, and the people don't have not a clue of what's going on. Why? Because they're too busy shopping and getting prepared to celebrate this pagan festival. Hey, man, shit is about to go down. It says, verse 5, they come from a far country, from the ends of the heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Talk about them nuclear missiles. They come, and we'll read it again. They come, that they are the nuclear missiles. They come from a far country. Russia on the east, Russia to the west with love, much love. They come from the east. Isaiah, the 13th chapter, the 5th verse. They come from a far country. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, India, Pakistan, Great Britain, France, Germany. All these nations that bend off the bow. The bow is what holds the arrow. The bow is a silo, and the arrow is a nuclear ICBM missile. They come from a far country, from the ends of heaven, even the Lord, Yahawah, and the weapons of his indignation, his righteous anger, to destroy the whole land. The whole land of America, the whole land of Israel, certain parts of Russia, China, Great Britain, France, Germany, certain parts of Iran, Pakistan. That's why the earth is going real to and fro like a drunken, pursuant to Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 21st verse on down, man. The earth is going to shake, man. It's going to be rocked back and forth because all the nuclear missiles that's going to be shot from the east to the west, from the west to the east. You understand me? Verse 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. Howl is when people screaming and hollering and yelling and going through all kind of turmoil. Struggling, this bad times, man. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Read it again. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. What shall come as a destruction from the Almighty? Thermonuclear destruction. That's going to destroy the whole land of America, the whole land of Israel, and certain parts of the earth, man. That's what's going to come as a destruction from the Almighty Yahawah. And not to mention Yahawah Shah with the holy angels, with them chariots, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, man. With them laser beams from them chariots. So simultaneously, as the missiles are hitting, Yahawah Shah and the holy angels are going to be shooting them laser beams, man. Zapping the wicked to destruction, delivering the 1/3, the 144,000. Death, destruction, and deliverance is what Yahawah Shah is going to bring. It says, verse 7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Talk about these armies, these generals, these the military men, or not only the military men, but the civilians as well. But this is going into the military men. All hands going to be faint. It says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart, every man's mind shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain, as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Hey, they're going to be scared like women, man, in that time, man. And there's nothing they're going to be able to do during the time when the Most High begin to visit this world, man. Through the chariots and the laser beams and the nuclear weapons, man. So I'm hoping that Donald Trump pull out of that intermediate nuclear force treaty, man. I pray to Yahawah, Yahawah Shah, this red devil, this red bastard, this toupee wearing bastard, get the orders from the international bankers to pull out of this treaty so all hell could break loose, man. Hey, so I'm going to close it out right there, man. And I'm going to give all praises once again to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah Shah, Bahashem, Wakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Hey, we almost out this bitch, man. All you have to do is be circumspect and see what's going on, man. Throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Prophecies are coming to pass. Just stay strong, man. Pray to the Lord Yahawah to put a strong, heavy spirit on you to stay in this thing of ours, man. To keep pushing this word. To keep going on the hours and the bowers, man. And keep strong, man. And with that, shalom.